When I start thinking of a new pastry, I think one of the most important things for me is to connect with the person who's going to eat it. How to translate an emotion, a memory. It's not just like, oh, I like chocolate and peanut butter, I'm going to put them together. How can I make them feel a little special with something they might not recognize? I want to see people coming to the bakery. I want to see the smile on their face, to feel like warm. There's always something special in every single pastry. We're here at Dominique Ansel workshop where we produce most of the pastries for 2 locations and soon the third one as well. So we make all the doughs, all the croissants. So here we're gonna mix the cronut now. So the cronut is our signature pastry. It's a hybrid between a croissant and a donut. At the time with my girlfriend, she's now the wife and mother of my kids, she challenged me to do a donut. I looked at her laughing. I was like, honey, I'm French. I don't know how to make donuts. And she insisted enough that I had to make something. So I work on a recipe. I work on a different type of flour, different type of mixing, different type of fermentation. And I worked on it for too long. I thought I was about to push it aside, but I liked the idea, so I kept on trying it until it worked. And we decided to launch it for Mother's Day. Vlogger came, took a photo of it, put it on the blog, and he called me this afternoon, freaking out. He was like, my article went viral, I'm so excited. Little did I know, by day 3, I had over 150 people lining up outside of the door of the bakery before we even opened. The most important here, you don't want to overwork this dough. Once it's mixed, we're going to portion it, and we'll go through the bulk fermentation. The next day, we'll do the lamination. So it's a long process, it takes about 3 days to make a cronut. It's not like a traditional lamination. The butter is a little softer. So it has to be softer because I want the butter to break, but I want lamination to be too perfect. If it's too perfect, actually the layers puff up too much and then it gets too flaky and we don't get the perfect texture. So the perfect texture for me is like just between a croissant and a donut. So it should be like slightly brioche, but still have all those layers inside. So we're giving 3 folds altogether. Over here, we're going into the blast freezer to chill. I've seen people scalping our cronut, reselling it for like 20, 30 times the price. I've seen people picking out trash to get the leftover of the cronut. It was just insane. We had to hire a bouncer for our bakery just to keep the line calm and quiet in the morning. You can see the butter is a little bit broken, which is what we're looking for. So we make a couple of hundreds of this, up to like 900, 1,000 a day. We still have it every day, no exception, every single day. So once all the cronuts are cut, we're gonna bring them to the bakery and then we'll fry it tomorrow morning. I worked in Paris for 10 years. Daniel Boulu called me out of the blue and was looking for a pastry chef. Came to New York for a week and just fell in love with everything. I worked for Daniel for close to 7 years. I was the executive pastry chef there. I've learned a lot, definitely. For a pastry chef working in a restaurant, it's always a little harder because your food, your creativity is not on the main stage. It's hard to express yourself. It's hard to show people what you can do. So launching on my own for me was a natural next step.
This is my very first bakery, opened in 2011 with only 4 employees. So I slept in this bakery in many different places, here on the floor, downstairs in the office. I was spending all my days here. I was working 20+ hours every single day. I was just literally exhausted. So here we're proofing the cronut. This is one of the last steps of making the cronut, and we're gonna fry them. That's the only place we fry the cronut here, so we do small batches at a time. The temperature of the oil is 175 Celsius, and we fry them quickly. We use grapeseed oil, so this fries for just a few minutes. Or be quick. I think it's important to keep small batches because you really control every single product. So you can watch and focus on all of them individually and make sure the quality and the consistency is there. At a time where people were telling me to cash out and mass produce it, I refused to do this. I decided to myself that the quality and the integrity of the idea was the most important. And I didn't want my creation to kill my creativity. The sugar is just here for adding a little bit of the texture, remind you a little bit of the classic donut. So this is our filling for this month. The flavor is orange blossom and pistachio. So the flavor we offer here changes every single month. We actually have never ever repeated the same flavor. So every time you come to a different month, you have a different flavor of the cronut. That's something that people will come back for because it's special, it's unique. The cronut is turning 12 on May 10th. A special date for me as well. It's the birthday of my son. And here you have it. You can see the two fillings, this nice golden crust and all those layers inside that we carefully built.
The cronut, I think, opened doors to creativity and more inspiration for me to show the world what I could do. I think it's fascinating to me. That's why I love food. That's why I love traveling. Different culture will have different childhood memory, different connection with food. It's not because you're from a place that you cannot adapt to another one. With my skills, with my knowledge, I can translate to like such a deep, core memory of American culture and bring both worlds together. Traveling, adapting, learning, being curious about food is what I love. That's who I am. So the DK is Dominique's Kouign Amann. I call it DK because Kouign Amann is hard to pronounce even for French people. It is our best seller in every single location we open. So this is just a perfect lamination, a nice stretchy dough with a perfect elasticity. You see there's nothing breaking. That makes me very happy. I've had people from Brittany coming to the shop. They asked me what to try because they heard of the bakery. I told them to try the DK and they refused. They told me like in Brittany they never eat Kouign Amann for breakfast. So I give them one. I told them to try it and come back to see me. And they came back 5 minutes later with a big smile on their face and they told me they've never had such a great Kouign Amann. It's not just for show, it's like really something that you can test the difference, the quality of it. We're making between probably 600 to 1,000 a day. This is really the most popular pastry. This is like the omelette of pastry because like it's such a simple pastry. It is just a dough with some butter and sugar, but it's so easy to mess up. So you see like it's like hot. It's like a little gooey in the center, it's caramelized on the outside, and then you can see all these like flaky, light layers. That's a beautiful DK to me. When I think creatively of food, I look in a lot of different industries. It's easier to get trapped into the same feed and to have like the same ideas and same inspiration. I've looked at nail arts many times before, just for the painting, the details, the mixing of the colors, the tools they use. I think when you look at different industry, you put yourself out there with your creativity and with your ideas. The entirety of my life, people always tell me, this cannot be done, that is too hard. Don't move to New York, it's too hard to work in the fine dining. Don't open your own shop, don't try something new, just do the classics. That's bad advice after bad advice. And I was pushed away all these ideas and this way of thinking, which is not me.
We got here early, waited in the rain. No one does what he does, and just the creation and innovation behind everything he does is great.
There's definitely a degree of like polish and like finish that I think is different than a lot of other bakeries.
It's not really many places where they make something that innovative and make it that well. So yeah, I'm just excited to check it out.
The idea behind Papa L'Amour was to bring Asian bread culture and the French culture as well within one bakery. My wife is from Taiwan. Our kids are half Taiwanese, half French. And of course they're born here, so they're also American. I've spent so many years giving people like new experiences within every location I open. I think to have a chance to like show my kids how I connect with the food is very important to me.
Final days before opening this was stressful. Very little sleep because you worry about everything. You want everything to go well. No matter what happened, how like tense I can be, I see the kids, it's like a sunshine in my heart. Like I love them so much.
On the menu at Papa L'Amour, we have a tart. We're gonna use a little bit of pretzel salt within the vanilla sablé and this nice light custardy cream. And then we're gonna finish it, we're gonna brush it with a little bit of brown butter on top. crunchy, it's creamy. It's beautiful textures that you haven't seen before. I was inspired by traveling to Taiwan. This bread that they do for breakfast is scallion bread, and they fluff before they serve it. So I've created this pastry where you have to like kind of crush and break this two-texture pastry and eat it with the scallions. One of our signature is also our taro puff donut. So it's inspired by the dim sum.
So first we make a taro mix. There's some starch inside, a little bit of salt, sugar. You can wrap it around the mochi that was previously steamed. So everything is made by hand, one by one. So it's a long, intensive process. So traditionally people use pork lard because it's a savory dim sum. So we don't do that, we use butter, nice butter actually. And it fries up essentially the butter and the heat of the oil. Everything kind of like fuses through. They take about 1.5 minutes to fry, it's pretty quick. They fry to order. I actually fried them all myself yesterday and today. We're making 200 today. So they all fry like 2 by 2 in small fryers. Important for me to bake small batches throughout the day so we don't overdo it and keep the quality of everything we serve one by one. And we finish this with a little bit of powdered sugar here. So this is like not sweet at all. That dough is like super crispy on the outside. It's like chewy and tender in the center. It works very well. I love this one.
So I've had a little bit of luck with the donut thing, and hopefully, we can come up with something good with this one.
Is this the next cronut?
I don't know, you tell me if it's the next donut. I don't decide this.
When people come to Papadamou, I want them to see different cultures through my eyes and my hands. For me, creating is fun. It's life. I don't want to do the same thing forever for like 30 years. No one wants to. We all want to grow, we all want to change. And seeing your business changing and your customers appreciating and coming back for the new person you are every single time, it's amazing. You can be part of their life and you can be sharing those experiences with them.